We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Screams of the Sun, the Changing Breed Chronicle we are running here on Final Show Films. My name is Julia of the Zodiac System, and I will be your storyteller for the evening. We're joined by a fantastic cast of role players. They let me mentally and emotionally abuse them at least once a week, so we're gonna have fun with that. We'll start our introductions tonight with I've watched every episode of Forensics Files, the first 48 in Criminal Minds. Don't test me, Katie.
I love it. And it's true. Hi, my name is Katie. I play Carrie Nichols, who is a Corax Hamid. I'm going to get this one day. Hermetic Order of Swift Light.
Yep. You kids want to see a dead body, Siobhan.
You can't show them to people unless they're cosmetized. I am Siobhan, they, them, and I am playing Clover, who is a Corax Sun Lost.
That's my emotional support muscle mommy, William Rashani.
Look, I don't need the emotional
It's
support.
my emotional support muscle mommy.
That's what I was saying. I provide the emotional support. Hi, I am William Rashani, and I am playing Callisto Osborne, the Hamid Uzmati Garal, who looks like I would look if I were in that situation.
Yes, but how many explosives is too many, Drevian?
I'm Drevian. I play Connor McLaughlin, a coelacanth Bastet.
And I do not have the crayons to explain this to you, Jeremy.
That is fully accurate. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Crystal Arias, who is a Nuisha.
As always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, believe women, believe victims, fuck the Supreme Court, fuck Vince McMahon. We will never not say that. And please remember to go out and vote, since that's next month.
Oh, and fuck Zachary Levi, too.
Yes. Douchebag.
Listen, the pipeline from Hollywood career tanking to right-wing grifter is undefeated.
Does that mean he's going to try to run for president, too?
It's always somebody else's fault.
Right. Also, with all of the hurricane nonsense this week, climate change is real.
Yep. There's another one coming, in case you weren't aware. I wasn't until before game.
Asheville is gone. It's just gone. Okay. Up in the mountains. Just
yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of little Appalachian towns through Kentucky and parts of Ohio that are just gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
My
please
stay safe.
Underwater.
It's rough. But yes, stay safe out there. Double check that you're registered to vote. And so last time, not a lot happened because I introduced a buff redhead.
So much happened. There were so many emojis.
As I recall, plenty happened.
But last time our menagerie was introduced to their final member, one Connor McLaughlin, a coelacanth that seems to share a tie to other members of the group through cannabis. More options for how to carry out the surveillance mission were discussed while the teams were divided. Callisto ended up babysitting Clover and Carrie at Kokaido Ramen Bar, and Crystal and Connor delved into the depths of the sewer. Carrie and Clover met Donovan, a mid-level employee who works at Endron. He recognized Dmitry Karlov's laugh, which was used by Clover with her mimicry trick, and looked almost scared at hearing him speak. Donovan's been with Endron for the last 6 months in charge of securing digging sites for the company to set up oil rigs, and actually asked out Carrie for drinks, which I don't think actively got an answer last time.
No, the cameras kind of switched before before she got to give an answer.
Yes. Callisto saw a group of Endron employees with mostly business people and one individual in a white button down with a taser on their hip. They discussed Endron receiving new products and discussed moving pieces in Congress to get Endron higher up in the graces of Pentex. This gentleman was silenced by a woman whispering something into his ear, potentially a hypnotic trigger. And not too much happened beyond that. You were all introduced to one Thomas Killern, the Bastet representative for the Elder Council for the Coalition of International Farah.
Waff.
Yes. Our scene opens tonight with Crystal and Connor walking their way through the sewer. The darkness down here is smothering, so deep that it's almost like a tangible substance. The only thing that's really breaking that right now is the ghost of a red light about 400 feet away from you.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Of course, Crystal did comment having flashlight, so that does help.
Yes.
If the two of you would please make me perception and alertness rolls for difficulty 7.
You mean Connor? You had said
Yes.
Crystal, who is at the bar with us.
No, Crystal
Nope,
is not
Crystal
at the
is-
bar with y'all.
Crystal,
Not
sorry. So many
Crystal, not
C and
Khaleesi.
K names. I'm going to get these names mixed up constantly.
It's not my
You say
fault that
that
the
as
group
if-
collect.
I was going to say, you say that as if you don't contribute to that problem.
My name is the only one that
Callisto.
doesn't start with a C.
Oh, come on.
It starts with it's phonetically similar. Shut up.
It's phonetically identical.
They're all
Yeah. Don't act
Yeah,
like
that's-
you aren't contributing to this problem, Callisto.
Ooh, but
I
I,
was
start with
going-
a K, not a C.
I was gonna say the group acronym. So
Oh, great. Fucking great.
We don't see shit.
Well, to be fair, yours is not a box. There's a success in there.
yes, there is one success in there. So yeah. Okay. What I'm going to say with this is, as the two of you are walking,
Well, hold on. Is it clear that we're not seeing particularly well at the moment?
yes,
Okay. Crystal's gonna sigh. Does Connor have his phone out for light already?
No.
Crystal hands her phone over to Connor.
Takes the phone.
Don't try to get cute. The light's on, but the phone's locked. Fuck, this is gonna suck. And I'm going into Latrani.
okay. Go ahead and make that roll.
Yep.
It's stamina and
Gonna
primal
take me a
urge,
minute.
difficulty 6.
Were you already
Um,
there when you ripped the manhole cover off?
No, that's Nenebojo. That is the
okay.
Krynos. But no, I switched back because it's smaller than Garufor, but we're still going into the sewers. So
Yeah.
Well,
to be fair, these sewers look big enough to drive a car through.
all right, and Latrani is it's animal form. It's 6, diff 6.
Mhm.
So, you know what? I'll spend a willpower point to make this quicker. So there's
So-
2.
So that gets you to Krynos.
Yes.
Or-
And then I'm on the Krynos one. One more, hopefully. There we go.
There you go.
Switches into coyote form. Proceeds here. Ah, ah, ah.
You've probably not heard a coyote gag before now, but that's what that sounds like.
There's more coughing, but
Yes. So the first thing you notice, Crystal, is that it's like getting hit in the face with a sledgehammer
of vile.
of scent. And you can give me another perception alertness.
Okay.
Difficulty 6 for you.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. So some of the things that you notice in here, again, scent is awful. And the lack of illumination does not help. This is obviously not one of the sewer tunnels that like is often well maintained or
Right.
is often it does not need to be lit for its purposes. And then the thing that really catches your eye, there's a scent that you recognize. I said I and then scent. So there's a scent that you recognize underneath of the smell of waste. And that is the smell of sweet decay.
Well,
And
that's not good.
walking further down into the tunnel, about 300 feet from the ladder you guys came in to, is a mostly eaten deer carcass. Which
That's a choice.
That's a large animal, very deep into the city.
You just get a yip.
and then so are you guys continuing
I'm
further down
continuing
towards
on, yeah.
So further down, once you get to the spot that is illuminated by this red security light, there is a door almost directly below the light that just has big black letters, the word access. And there's one on both sides of the pipe.
Crystal does the exact motion or stance
Mhm.
that a Doberman pincher does when they're pointing, and then looks up at Connor.
And what might you be pointing at?
They just towards the doors, towards that general. Actually, probably towards the left.
Connor, very quiet, like tries to be very quiet, checking, like very slowly turns the knob to try to minimize any noise it might make. See if it's secured or not.
So I will say it doesn't, like it turns. It does turn. So if you're trying to do it, yeah, go ahead and give me a Dex and Stealth, please. Difficulty 6. It's not hard to make opening a door quiet.
Depends on how stuck the door is.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this.
2 successes, okay. Yeah, you're fairly quiet. It does take a second to pull it open. It looks like it might not have been opened from this side in a bit, or at least is not used often, because there's kind of that rim of filth that goes away from the door over where the door frame should be. Sort of like having a frame around your door of just grime. On the inside, however, is not that impressive. There is a white wall, a small landing, and a staircase up or down.
Kind of pulls the door mostly closed, turns back to the coyote, and describes that there's a landing and a staircase.
I think upper. See, normally I would say up, but now I'm really curious as to what's down. There's a slight a moment where there's the canine tilt of the head, considering. And I think she's going to nose upwards a couple of times.
Gives a nod, slowly opens the door, and quietly makes way towards the staircase.
Okay. As you ascend the staircase, there's another door that just says floor 1.
Once we are in, I'm going to and the doors shut. I will drop back into Hamid.
Okay.
I hated that.
Yeah, Crystal, you feel like you need at least 3 showers.
To start with.
You don't know if they make them, but a shower for just your nose would be fantastic.
They do actually. They
make neti pots.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually know how to get bad smells out of your nose, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, fair.
I actually know how to do that. Anyways, continue.
All right. As much as I want to go down, as much as I'm really curious as to what's lower, I'm thinking up is our best. At least, I don't think we should be sneaking in yet. Not until everybody knows where we've been or where we are and where we're going. But we should at least make sure that this is an actual way into the building. So.
Okay, so who is opening the door? Or are you guys going into?
I think we're at least opening the door. Crystal pulls out Harry and holds it at the ready. And if you can oblige.
I try to quietly open this door as well.
Okay. So it's fairly recognizable what you guys are walking through. This is a small maintenance room with a black iron cage that has a bunch of janitorial equipment, a few power tools, and then multiple different chairs, a few desks. It looks like this is combo maintenance and storage room for items that are needed in the building. And there is both an entryway into the building proper and an exit out back.
All right, I am reasonably certain that we're where we will need to be to recon, to get inside. As tempting as it is, actually, I should. I'm pretty sure it's really tempting to go in. What do you think?
I'm not sure us going in will end well. If we just come in through not security, a cleaning closet, storage room. And if they figure it out we came in through the sewer, we might not be able to get back in a second time that way.
That's a fair point. Okay. I mean, we'll be fine, but I guess better safe than sorry. She does look a little disappointed. All right, let's get out before I change my mind.
As you guys are on your way out from the access door, give me one more perception and alertness check. Difficulty 6 this time. The difficulty's been lowered.
One. Oh,
So it takes you until both of you until you are about 5 feet away from the door before you realize there's 2 red lights. There's the red security light, and there's a tiny little red LED underneath of it, which is attached to a camera.
Well, shit. That's awkward.
I'm gonna turn towards Crystal. It's like, this doesn't look like the right building. Are you? Maybe it's one of the other doors down the sewer. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yep.
And try to play it off like we're in here by accident.
Cody that was here a second ago.
Works for me. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, you guys can go further down the tunnel and go up a different way.
yep, try and play it off.
As you guys make your way back into the evening of Seattle from the depths of the sewer. That's where the camera will cut to Kokaido Ramen Bar.
To be
where-
clear, Sacramento, right? We didn't.
What did I just say?
You said Seattle.
Yep.
I
Sacramento.
just wanted to make sure that we didn't
No.
like step through a wormhole
No.
transport. Don't get me wrong, I would be into it.
It's fine. Seattle was one of the cities that I constantly said wrong in one of the previous Wednesday games too.
If we were like, if we came out and like, why is it fucking raining in Sacramento?
Like we took a wrong turn somewhere.
Apparently.
Also, I believe it's Kodaiko.
Yes. Kodaiko. Hold on, my computer is being fucky. Okay. It looked like the entire thing was going to lock up on me for a second, so. Yes. So the two of you, Carrie and Clover, are currently currently sharing the bar with Donovan, who has just Carrie asked you if you wanted to ditch your friend and go get drinks right before Clover sat between the two of you and began to eat ramen.
Wildly.
Yes.
Aggressively, one might say.
So Carrie is going to lean back just a little bit because I'm assuming that Clover is hunched over her ramen. So just do like this, like I would love to go get drinks, but I'm actually not going to skip out on her tonight. We've got plans. And I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush drinks with you. So would you mind sliding me your contact info?
I can give you my number. Yeah, sure.
Great. I was like, I'm really interested. I just don't want to rush this.
Clover, with a mouthful of ramen, goes, "You should text him emojis."
See, I just can't.
Whatever she said.
I just can't leave her in this state. You understand?
I mean, all things
You-
considered, California's not too bad.
You're funny. I like that.
He will write out his number on a piece of paper that he pulls out of his briefcase.
Okay, so she will take out her phone. She will enter contact information. I don't know all the emojis, but it's got to have like Donovan. It's got to have like a little like sushi or ramen emoji.
Yep.
Next to it, and it just texts him like, "Hi, this is Carrie. Now you have my number." Winky face.
His phone buzzes on the bar. I'm gonna guess that's you.
Well, I sure hope so. I sure hope it's not some other lovely lady that you've given your digits to.
None that I can recall.
Clover leans back and tips the bowl to get all the broth in her mouth, puts that down, and then take there's the sake cup and then the sake bottle. She takes the sake cup. Just drinks.
Harry just kind of shrugs and gives that little "what are you gonna do" smile and continues eating her ramen and drinking her hot cocoa.
You know it's better if you sip it, right?
How quiet is this bar?
Not extremely, but it's not like super loud.
How many people's attention could I get with a single belch?
Is it all of them?
I would say at least a decent
Okay, yeah.
A decent amount.
Saki puts it down and just lets it rip. And then dabs very politely and puts her napkin back in her
Callisto
mouth.
is pointedly seeing if Shanks McGee has any reaction to that, or if he's still just face down on his food.
He actually jumps like a few other people who at the table who are seem to be wrapping up at this point.
Like, reminder, Clover is a wafy 4'11" person, and she just let out a belch that would sound very at home in a truck stop.
Yeah.
No matter how long I've known you, I just continue to be impressed by your talents.
I am a performer.
You are
Or-
something, sweetheart.
That's what I was going to say. Well, I think it might be time for me to get going. It was wonderful to meet the two of you. I will text you.
I'll be waiting.
Clover hears the word text and pulls out her phone and texts future husband. I'm gonna think on this one.
Okay.
Let's go to emoji.
But yes, he does, and he goes up, pays his tab, and leaves. Callisto. Though I guess everybody can make me a perception alertness check. Difficulty. What did I set this at? 7. I like the number 7.
Perception. Oh, I already have a.
No.
No.
This is the most perceptive group.
My roll isn't bad. I just had a 1 in there.
I was about to say, I actually have pretty good perception and alertness. It's just
It was the bottle of sake, man.
it was just all ones. Every last one of them. Oh no, one was a 5, excuse me. It was mostly ones and then a 5.
Yeah, that's it. 1115.
No, Clover's in her phone, like not even perceiving life around her, and sends the anatomically correct heart, a fairy, and a kissy face.
Let me think on that. Carrie, you are the only one of the group who notices, because your angle is different than Callisto's.
Yeah.
As this gentleman gets up to walk out of the bar, you see a badge on his hip connected with a clip, attached through one of his belt loops.
Is this Donovan or the guy that was face down in the ramen?
The guy who had been potentially hypnotized at the table, yes.
Okay.
And you can see there's a big, just in big black letters on the back of it. As he turns, it flips and it just says Endron. You can't. It flips a few times back to his employee side with the picture and name, but you can't get a good angle to read the name.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And eventually, Kokaido starts to thin its dinner crowd.
You pay the bill and just kind of try to. Well, Clover's right next to me. I could just like shove Clover and like get Callisto's attention, and it's like,
Dude, how she's just down an entire bottle of sake. How hard do you shove Clover?
just like, hey,
Do the stools have arms and backs?
No.
Just, she goes.
not one of my better ideas, honestly.
And when she hits the
All
ground, she goes, "Oh, yay, surprise floor time."
Okay, honey, up you go.
She doesn't get up.
Carrie is going to get down.
Just
Do the
the one arm carry.
the one arm, like, are you going boneless?
The one arm Carrie. I thought Carrie had 2 arms.
She does have 2 arms.
But yeah,
She's not carrying
Clover.
Clover with both of them.
As soon as you start to try to lift Clover, she has ragdolls on you.
Callisto, you're able to see all of this. The guy at the sushi counter that they were sitting at seems both the most done any human being could possibly be and extremely entertained.
Thing is, Callisto's whole point being here was that she was supposed to not look like she was with those two.
You
So-
could be a good Samaritan.
Yeah. So she's
So-
going to she's going to like walk up to to like hand the dishes back and pay her tab, and then look over. You do need a hand.
We could use a couple, yeah. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you.
1 sec, she says as she pays the tab, and then you want to grab the arms.
Yeah, I'll grab the arms. You grab the rest.
Yeah, she just like grabs around like legs and knees and just lifts.
All right. And we carry.
I was about to say, when you specifically Callisto go to carry Clover, she is essentially hollow bone. So you go to lift her, and I imagine you're expecting a lot more weight behind it. So you kind of thunder sheet her for a second.
she lifts up. Actually, I might be able to handle this. She says. She just like then lifts and just fireman's carries.
Clover ragdolled over your shoulder, goes, "Oh, surprise bear time."
Look, you know what? I'm going to get the door.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good use of my time and skills. All right, sweetheart, let's go.
Clover is drawing little hearts on your back.
You have to do that.
Done.
I can make a roll.
It's over my skirt.
Sorry.
Force change in the middle of a restaurant.
She's fine. She's fine.
Oh,
doesn't
that
have
would
to
have been
spend a willpower.
so bad.
Clover, personal space.
Huh?
Keep your hands to yourself. Yes, those are your hands.
Clover just raises her arms.
She's fireman carried, so she just lets her arms go slack as she's being carried.
That's much better. Thank you.
So after you all are a respectable distance away from the restaurant.
To be clear, I'm just making the roll to see if it crosses the line that it would trigger her flaw. When her flaw objectively triggers, like if the storyteller just says, "Hey, your flaw triggers," it's either it happens or I spend a willpower to make it not happen.
Yep.
Clover's just like, "Your flannel is so soft. How many times have you washed it?"
I try to keep it clean, she said.
You smell better than I thought you would.
Did we have a meetup point or
Rendezvous.
Well,
be another word for it.
For now, I feel like at least part of it is going to be getting this one back to the vehicle.
Which vehicle did I get?
My truck.
That's right.
My house isn't far from here.
Also, I'm using the wrong accent here.
Well, all right. So let's get back to the truck. And then we can text and see where Crystal and Connor. Am I saying that?
Do we
Connor?
want to make a ding ding when they're trying to be the sneak?
If Crystal
Say that one more time.
we want to send them a notification while they're trying to be stealthy.
She speaks my language.
If Crystal hasn't been smart enough to put her phone on Do Not Disturb or silent, I question the Nuisha's capacities.
So make it back to the truck, and Carrie is going to send a text. Debrief at the cabin? ?
Where are we when this happens?
You guys probably you don't get that message until after you've left the sewers.
Okay.
Because of service.
That's actually a fair point. Sorry, what did the message say?
debrief at the cabin? ?
Are we not going to Clover's?
I don't think they believe she actually has a house.
That's the question mark.
Clover is just
With the state that Clover is in, I don't know that she could find directions to her eyeballs, much less her house.
she starts like in Finding Nemo when Dory is trying to remember the address, just sing-songing her actual address over and over. Like maybe she's come up with a way to remember it in states like this. The amount of Ubers she's wound up in.
Let's hear back from them first, and then we'll decide if we want to go that route.
You get in response the 90s kid in front of the computer doing the thumbs up gif. One who sort of nods a little bit.
Yeah, the I'm an Internet Explorer
Yeah.
GIF. The
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. All right. Clover, next time we're going to rendezvous at your place, but right now we're headed back to the cabin, so there's no risk of infiltration.
Okay.
But thank you for remembering your address and offering your home.
It's a really nice home.
I know it is. It's
I
beautiful.
decorated it myself.
I can't wait to see it again. I bet you've done a lot of lovely things with the place.
The thing
I
that
got-
came to is just a shrine of gummy bears.
I got 5 more dead things.
right then.
What?
Okay.
Yes, I know.
In addition to how many were there before?
40.
Oh, lovely. So you completed the wall then.
And the shelf.
Oh, the shelf too.
Yes.
Oh my, you have been busy.
Mm.
Callisto like lays it's like try and remember all these names. Clover just like lays Clover out across the back seat in the cab.
She's singing. You don't know what she's singing, but she's singing. It's something. It has a tune. The lyrics are a little garbled.
Is that Italian? I wouldn't put it past Clover.
If you had to guess a language, it's Germanic, maybe? It sounds like a nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Callisto will hop back in the driver's seat, assumingly wait for Carrie to hop in the passenger seat, and then head back to the cabin.
We'll do so.
Okay.
Connor and Crystal make their way out that way too.
In the bitchmobile, yes.
Mobile.
So roughly 45 minutes to an hour pass, and everybody reconvenes at the cabin. Clover, there was no fun werewolves in the sky this time.
Oh, yeah. She's looking out the back window, and she goes, "The clouds are boring now."
Well,
Is it still
I'll take that as a
overcast,
good
or is it
sign.
like dark?
It's starting to get dark. Sun's starting to go down.
What's the moon phase tonight?
That's a great question. In just a second, and then once I set this, then I can track it from that on. I should have already had this done up.
are back on Callisto's playlist on the drive back, especially because Clover is in no position to even attempt to
The hijack.
yeah, to hijack the audio.
All I can imagine is Clover's arm just trying like blindly grabbing up between the seats.
Clover just smacking it. Carrie just smacking it back.
The current phase of the moon is waxing gibbous.
Waxing gibbous. All right. Yeah, as Clover's just kind of looking out at the darkening sky and waxing gibbous, she's singing that little nursery rhyme tune, basically the whole drive. You can't tell if it's the same song over and over, if it really truly has that many verses.
Yeah. Just in the background of Billy Talent's Red Flag is just some nursery rhyme in some Germanic language.
Overly nervous.
So the group goes inside. I assume I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Once everyone has arrived, well, Callisto will get Clover inside and laid out on something well before the others show up.
Clover, you've had a pretty good day.
It's like lay you out, roll you onto your side. Like, don't go face down. We don't need you drowning.
Yep. She's asleep by the time we get back. Let me see. I'm trying to remember something, but yeah. So Clover's out at least for a little bit. She might nap and rally, but we'll see. It's a lot of chemicals going on in there right now.
Yeah.
This is the same day that we met, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Wanted to confirm that.
The gummy
Yeah.
snacks, the fruit snacks, the gummy bears in excess, and then an entire bottle of sake. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah, you've known this person for like 6-ish hours at this point, and you've seen them consume more substances than you've seen most people consume in the entire time you've known them.
Yeah. To be fair,
so-
she doesn't know a lot of people who take that kind of substances. Like only the occasional person who came by the house for shelter.
Fair.
Carrie is just gonna sink into the sofa and just like close her eyes for a minute before everybody else gets there. Just to kind of recalibrate.
Callisto sort of walks back over the shelf where she had set down her latest whittling project and picks it back up, pulls the normal hunting knife back off of her belt, finds a chair to sit in, and gets back to work. And she just sort of looks out the window, checks as the sky is getting dark. Well, it'll be a minute before they get here, considering we left a little early, and they probably want to take a stop somewhere to clean off the sewer smell.
That is a thing that can be done by Connor and Crystal. You guys can swing by your shop and you can change, and Crystal can get whatever she has out of the bus. But yes, eventually everyone reconvenes as the sun has gone down.
For reference, Jeremy's caught up on work stuff for the next 10 or
Yes,
7 minutes.
Yes. I mean, it's early. We can go ahead and take our break.
Unfortunately, Jeremy's the one that has to do that.
That's right. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. So you all get back and in discussing what all was found.
So yeah, when Connor and Crystal get back, Callisto will sort of look up. Anything useful down in the dark?
Well, there's an access door that looks like it leads into the Andron building. The problem is there's a security camera on the inside.
Did it see you?
Presumably, we tried to play it off that we were just exploring the sewer
Well,
and that we went in there by accident, but
hopefully they bought it. Though, I wouldn't count on it, all things considered. You don't exactly
No.
look like the kind of folk who go exploring the sewers for fun. At least you don't.
Callisto, did you see anything?
Well, I don't know how far you got with the folks that you were talking to at the bar, but
We'll get there in a minute.
I did happen to notice that there's a bit of Endron muscle that was hanging out with some of the rest of the suits at one of the tables.
Mm-hmm.
There's something weird about him. He was talking a real big game for a minute and actually actively used the word Pentex in the middle of their conversation,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of terrified the rest of the suits. And somebody whispered something into his ear, and he just immediately shut up and face down into his meal. Not like a oh, I just got told off by my boss kind of way, but more like a Clockwork Orange kind of way.
Like a hypnotized kind of way.
Yeah, post hypnotic suggestion kind of thing.
Gotcha. Well, I was talking so the guy at the bar also works for Enron. And his name is Donovan, and he's in charge of finding the sites for digging, is what he said. So he's at least middle management, I'm guessing. I don't know anything about the business world, so I'm just flying at terms here, grasping at straws here. But I have his contact information. So I sweet talked my way in. So if we ever, he could be a means to an end.
Possibly.
Clover stirs and goes, "You could offer to bring him lunch at work one day and get in the building."
Could do. Oh, and he also, that reminds me, he had a reaction to, whose laugh was it?
Demetrius.
When he heard Demetrius's laugh, he was visibly shook.
"I made the laugh. It was me. I did it. I watched."
Something about Karlov is terrifying to these folks.
He looked
to
very
know.
scared.
Quite scared.
Kind of lends a little bit more credence to the idea that Dimitri is some kind of Fomorian.
Some kind of what?
The Fomori, the worm monsters that we mentioned previously, the worm-ridden.
Right.
I can only do the mimicry with my voice, but maybe you have his phone number and I have his voice and I can talk to him.
You have Dimitri's voice?
I can do it. I watched the interviews.
That's right. I forgot there was audio.
At a place like solid idea if we need to, but at a place like Endron and with someone who terrifies them as much as this boss apparently does, I feel like every single person at the company has Dimitri's phone number saved, so they'll know if you're not calling from his phone.
That's true.
How many people at Twitter do you think have Elon Musk's phone number?
Probably everyone that works at the office that he specifically goes to.
Maybe.
Probably forces them all to have it.
Let's keep, that's a good idea, Clover. Let's keep that on hold for now till we've got a little bit more information. And then I think that's something we can definitely exploit.
Because I definitely know that if my boss is a psycho, I would want to have their number so I know when I need to put on my most obsequious voice when they call me.
I wonder if there's any sort of thing that I can do since I have his voice.
There's probably a lot that you could do with that man's voice.
I'm sure.
I could do a podcast.
You know what? Let's put that one in the maybe file.
Steer this campaign in a completely different direction.
It's a very big file.
Dmitry Karlov on Joe Rogan.
Oh,
I-
jeez.
I could call in and do a podcast. Maybe
Could
that's
call
what
into
we
news-
do.
You could call into a news station and start saying some wild shit and try to ruin Endron's popularity with the Senate.
I could do so much. We could do a character
Yes.
assassination. I just
Okay,
have his
okay,
voice.
okay. Hi, taking the wheel for just a second. I love all these ideas. However, we don't have a whole lot of information.
Yeah,
And I believe this is a very big card to play when we have more information.
What if,
Because if we
what if we went
tried-
elsewhere and talked to my friends? They probably know things.
and that's
Yeah.
that's the kind of information I'm talking about. Before we imitate his voice, let's get more information so it can have the maximum impact that we need it to have.
A big company like Pentex and Endron working for them, they're going to have every resource they possibly can to spin and make good PR out of bad PR. So if we're going to try and hit them with something like that, we need to make sure we know what we're saying. We're only going to get one shot to make it right.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't make him say anything bad. If anything, I'd make him say good things, and then everyone would think it's bad because good things are bad things to big people and big companies.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Again,
let's make sure we know what shot we're taking before we fire.
and I'm truly not being condescending when I say let's put that in the save for later file.
Oh, it's in the save for later, not the nice maybe, but actually no file.
Yeah, the podcast is in the maybe file.
Okay.
The imitation itself is in the save for later
I
file.
appreciate your candor.
I try. I come from a very honest profession. So, like, if your hair looks like shit, I'm going to tell you it looks like shit.
Does my hair look like shit?
Your hair looks wonderful.
It has
Her
As
hair
she
looks
is-
like shit.
she is like face down in the side, like on the side of a couch. Hair is completely mussed.
it's
I didn't
just-
say her. I said her hair. That
she has great hair.
you have a great head of hair, and I would love to help you realize its full potential.
We should
Ah,
do that.
so your hair is good. The current way it looks is shit.
I mean, I haven't gotten a haircut in I don't know.
Oh. Okay, this is physically paining me now. We're gonna put that in the definitely pile. Okay.
Clover,
That has nothing to do with the current situation.
Clover,
Yes.
your phone buzzes. You're not entirely certain. Flower, fairy, fire, pool,
What was the last one?
pool,
Cool.
Yeah,
pool, Pool.
as in water pool or like
Yes.
billiards pool.
Like water pool.
Clover sends back 4 fried shrimp emojis and a heart.
I would need to learn what the fried shrimp emoji is meant to be at some point. Is it just like I am blazed as hell?
The true answer is all of this is nonsense. I'm waiting
It's
for
all
somebody to
nonsense.
use words.
Um, yeah, that's the four fried shrimp emojis and a heart, and then immediately followed by a second message that's just the shamrock emoji again.
Okay.
See, I can get the shamrock emoji because it's a signature. This is Clover.
Trying to see if he catches it's my name. The other stuff, total nonsense. You've all heard Cloverese.
Clover, yes.
But Clover does, while she's on her phone, start pulling up like YouTube videos of this man's like interviews and stuff as she's committing more of his voice to memory.
Okay. Yeah. YouTube is not that hard to navigate.
I have done it while
You-
drunk. and
You can
high.
pull up his press interviews in like 5 minutes of searching.
Yeah, and she's got those going quietly. She can she lays back down and puts her phone next to her ear and she's just like zoning out listening. And yeah, it almost looks like an actor getting into character as she's like listening to these. And you see her face start to move and she moves her mouth and you can see as she's like mimicking the way his mouth moves even without looking at it as she's making the sounds like quietly, like she's done this a lot.
So we know, what do we know? We know that there's a way in, there's an access door in the sewers, but it's watched by camera. We know of a few people that work there. We know what we think those people might be capable of. We know they're frightened of Dimitri. And we have
All the evidence from the photos on top of it.
we have the evidence of the photos, and we have one personal contact that could be used for something.
And Callisto will recount what the guy at the table, what Shanks McGee was saying that got that riled up the rest of the people at the table.
Yes. Stating that he is excited about the new products that Endron has received, and if a few more hands could be greased and a few more things are said correctly in Congress and the Senate, they can move forward with drilling and potentially rise in favor of Pentex to move from their number 2 spot to number 1.
So if it has to do with drilling locations, then that's the personal contact I have.
Yeah, but it's something to do with drilling. It seems like you've got a pretty good in.
But I don't think that's the whole picture.
No, but there's something important there. Because it sounds like they don't have the permission to do the drilling they're looking for yet. Until
I know what
some
they're
hands get moved in
mundanely drilling
Congress.
for, but have we looked at what their other drilling locations are and if there are any sort of significance to our people?
Yeah, give me a second. She says that as Callisto just Googles Endron drilling locations.
Yeah, I say that should be public information.
Whatever you just said did not come over the mic.
There, in fact, is public information about all of that. One of the biggest things that you are finding, the first articles mention that a project from Endron had been scrapped that was attempted to be set up and started in the bayous of New Orleans. Recently scrapped within the last couple of years. Apparently, there was a rogue group of individuals who showed up and killed a bunch of people at a potential dig site.
Mm,
Rogue individuals. Yeah.
damn rogue individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Someone screaming Bible verses.
They're not wrong. There are a number of areas in Alaska that they have begun drilling, as well as a number of areas across the Pacific Northwest. Reaching further into the plains states. A few areas in places like Kansas, and they seem to be really getting close. Like they're pushing boundaries with what you can see. A lot of the locations are pushing boundaries to either national parks or sanctuaries or Native American reservations.
Oh, so there's a correlation here.
Yes.
Does Callisto know enough about the Garou Nation to identify whether any of those sites are pushing really close to any major hotspots of theirs?
That
Go
was
ahead. Both of you can roll me intelligence and
Occult, maybe?
yeah, occult.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 8.
8.
Anyone can roll this.
What was it?
In intelligence and
It makes sense that Callisto knows about Garou.
yeah.
I don't think this is gonna do anything, but might as well try.
Oh, should know that. I rolled like
I know
8.
shit about the girl.
You're a cat. You don't need to know anything about the dogs.
I tried to learn and they run me off.
Wow.
I just
All
want
right.
to make things work out between people.
You're good.
They're angry.
So really quick, where are we?
We're back. We are back at the warehouse, or no warehouse. At the cabin.
Okay.
Warehouse is the other game.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
immediate
Yes. It
thought
is.
was-
We're back
my
at the camp.
immediate thought was to be a troll and be like, we're 3 floors below Endron.
So we're in Dimitri's office.
I'm
and,
just gonna say that the Bitchmobile is having some problems on the way up, so she's been outside fixing it.
okay. Hell yeah. I'm
And
here
this is
for that.
about when she comes in, if that works.
Oh, Crystal comes in slightly covered in oil.
I'm so used to
Carrie.
playing D&D. I was about to be like, I cast prestidigitation on it. I'm like, oh, wait.
So Carrie and Callisto know something potentially.
Yes. Thank you. Carrie, some of those are sticking out, especially the Native American reservations, because there is a direct correlation between a lot of Native peoples and the Garou.
Mhm.
Callisto, you would know a lot of these areas, especially the Great Plains areas, there's a lot of cairns there, holy sites, sites that need to be protected, last bastions of the wild in the midst of the worm or the weaver. So you know that it would not be even with the little information that Callisto has, it would not be a large logic jump for her to think that this is directly going against and being harmful towards the Garou.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these drilling sites that they're looking for seem like they're trying to put pressure on the Garou.
Sorry, drilling what?
Right. Welcome back in.
Thank you.
Going over everything that we learned, one of the major things is apparently they're trying to push for pressure in Congress to be given permission to do a bunch of drilling. And one of the people that Carrie met while we were at Kodaiko was a manager in charge of finding locations for drilling. From looking up their drilling locations in the past, from what I can find about Endron, it looks like a lot of these drilling locations are pushing boundaries around where the Garou are probably at. They're putting pressure on the Garou Nation.
The worm is doing worm things.
And additionally, they're also pushing the boundaries of Native American sites and some protected national parks.
Cool. Callisto, do you have two things, a straw and salt?
I have both of those things. May I ask what you're looking for them for?
I need them for something really quick.
How big does the straw need to be?
Not super big.
Clover pulls out a very tightly wound dollar bill in the form of a straw.
That won't work.
Callisto walks over to where she keeps a set of straws and grabs a straw and a packet of salt.
Cool. Thank you. Walk over, pour a glass of water, pour the salt in, stir it, and then proceed to snort up the nose one side, spit it out, and then up the other side.
That's fair.
Cringes in sympathy.
That's how you get brain amoebas.
No, that's how you get a smell out of your nose.
You have to boil the water first.
I'll be fine.
You know what also works? Vicks VapoRub and a nose trimmer. You don't have to put the VapoRub on the nose.
No, I know what you're
under
saying.
your
Yeah.
nose, and then you trim your nose hairs. Because technically, those foreign objects, the smell is actually particles, and it's things to your nose hairs. If you trim them, it goes away.
I'm not so much worried about that. I just had to get the
smell of sewer.
So anyways,
to a full coyote nose.
Yeah. Anyways, Endron, drill, worm, Garou.
Yeah. All things considered, Dmitry Karlov seems like a spook even to the people that work for him. So
when we say spook, we mean CIA agent type spook, or
we mean puts the fear of God into people type spook.
Oh, just scary.
Yeah. Particularly scary, and not people don't seem to know him particularly well, but they at least recognize his voice and know to be terrified when they hear it.
Like an urban legend.
I do think he's some sort of entity since he didn't technically exist until he took the job.
Yeah, odds are stacking up pretty high in favor of him being a Fomora.
Mm-hmm. That would track.
Talk to my friends.
What friends?
My friends in the other.
My friends on the other side.
My friends in the other place. Yes.
I wonder if I've seen them around then.
They like me a lot. I know my way.
Have I
Would
seen any bird
Clover.
birds?
Yes.
Just for shits and giggles, for my amusement, will you go ahead and give me a wits and you can either do streetwise or I guess empathy could also work.
Let's see what I'm better at.
This is really to remember something in the city.
Okay.
But-
empathy, and you said wits.
Yes.
All right, let's do boop doop doo wits. Empathy. Where are you? There you are. Difficulty.
You're blitzed to Kingdom coming back.
I didn't nap about it.
Yeah, but how compared to usual though? Like
we'll go we'll go standard difficulty. It's fine.
Which is 7.
6.
6. Okay. What is with my rolls tonight?
Piles of ones is what is with
There
the rolls tonight.
there is a thought of, oh, I should contact, and then it goes away.
There's someone, a real friend. I mean, they're all real friends, but I forgot.
so somebody you know in the city,
Maybe
not on the other side.
in this side, yes. I
Okay.
just can't remember who would be important right now. I'll think.
No problem. I'm sure it'll come to you.
Yeah,
I
what time?
should wake up. Do you have coffee?
I do. I don't know if coffee is going to be good for you with the amount of other things that are in your system right now.
What other things?
What other things?
I'm familiar with you don't mix your depressants and your stimulants.
Who says that's quitter talk? Give me the coffee. Please.
What depressants?
If I have a dead crow on my hands in 15 minutes, I am not responsible, she says as she goes and makes coffee.
That she is a consenting adult.
I won't die on your shitter like Elvis.
I appreciate it.
Sorry. I'm confused.
She had most
You're
of
not
the
the
bottle
only-
of sake on top of all the drugs she's on.
Oh, fuck that. It's alcohol. It's coffee. She's fine.
My liver is so strong. It's just sake. It's not like I did it with Everclear like that other time.
There it is.
Legitimately, all you got to do is do you not know how to fix this problem? You just go into whatever you call Manabozo form, Krynos, etc., and then you go back. Problem solved.
Is that
It
Is
is
that how it works?
incredible how
Hold on.
quickly you abuse the abilities that Gaia was given to us for clearing a fucking hangover.
It is first of all, okay. First of all, that is not abuse.
what?
You-
What do I have to
anymore.
roll to go into my?
That's,
Like,
that's
Stamina
using
and
your
primal
resources.
range.
That's not a
Difficulty 6.
Stamina and primal urge.
Are we not given discretion on when we use
Where
the
is
gifts that we were
primal
given?
urge? Do I even have that?
It is above streetwise in talents.
Oh, okay, thank you. So nuns. And stamina. Good, love that. Okay.
Waiting for like
Because
a -3 botch. Go on.
as far as I know, we have discretion on when we can use it.
But I'm not
Yeah.
tied to the moon though. Like
Listen, I will put it this way. If Coyote didn't want me to use this to fix a hangover, Coyote would have made shifting not have anything to fix or not fix alcohol intoxication
So I roll well.
because Coyote would do that.
So, fun fact: Korax have two other forms besides
Yep.
Hamid, which means you went straight into bird form.
Well, you stop at the form you're aiming for. If you
Okay. Yes. If you did go Krynos form or whatever yours is called.
Fuck that now. Yeah. Clover gets up and stretches, and as she stretches, her arms extend into wings.
It is Hamid, Corvid, and Krynos.
So, like, she's still very small, slightly taller in this form, and is still stark white. Like, she's still albino in her Krynos form. And just kind of floofs her feathers, and her face extends a little bit into a beak. And she just kind of clacks the beak together, does a spot on Robin Williams impression, and then reverts back.
See,
Okay. Yeah, you're sober.
Like everything gone sober.
Like all impurities, as far as I'm aware, all poisons of the body are expunged.
pretty much, unless there's something that
It's
that's
supernatural, yeah.
Yeah.
supernatural or the like.
Because you basically just reformatted your entire physical configuration twice.
You turned it back on and you turned it back off.
Yeah, yes, quite literally.
Yeah.
You turned your human form off and back on again.
Oh, we're gonna get this very early on in the game, okay? She comes back and realizes she is stone cold sober. Everything's gone, not just the alcohol. And proceeds to have a panic attack.
And with that, we'll go to break. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, walk around, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes after these commercial messages.
We back.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so your group is currently at Callisto's home, and Clover has just come out of all of her drugs and is alarmingly sober and has begun to have a panic attack.
Yep.
Discuss.
Yeah, she comes back and you see lucidity in her eyes and then just panic. And then she starts hyperventilating as she's like digging through her bag. She has not struggled to find anything in this bag the entire time you have seen her. And she is now digging through it on the brink of tears.
Carrie has probably maybe not seen this exact level of sobriety, but she knows what to do in a panic attack. So she's like going to like face Clover, like sitting position, like hands on top of her hands. You go, Clover, right here. Stop digging. Clover, right here. Hey.
Medicine.
Okay. 5 things you can hear.
Heartbeat. Yeah, nothing else. Heartbeat.
Now keep going.
I can't hear anything else. Need my medicine.
Okay.
There is just silently a baggie put down next to Clover, along with a pipe, if need be.
Okay, if you can't count, can you breathe?
She'll, I mean, like, not even looking, pack that bowl
Mhm.
and just.
Okay, I'm going to count that as breathing.
Like, reaches into her bag and effortlessly pulls out the gummy bears. Just starts.
Breathing. Are we good? One more gummy bear? Okay.
Carry on.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
The gummy bears take about an hour to peak.
Okay. If it's too much, you go sit on the porch and you stare at the stars, okay?
Last time I stared at the clouds, I saw a tentacle-faced werewolf.
Yes, you did.
Technically
I bet
speaking,
it
the
was-
last time you stared at the clouds, you didn't see anything.
But Carrie is just going to turn her head and just shoot Callisto a look like not helping and turn back around and go, yes, but I bet in the stars you could see something different.
And she just
Being slightly
pulls
more
out-
serious, Callisto does look over. Do you still want coffee?
yes,
All right.
comfort, warm.
Clover,
Yes.
please roll me a perception and alertness check. You can add a dice equal to your rage to this.
Perception, alertness, plus my rage dice.
Yes, and difficulty is... You're sober. The difficulty is 5.
Interesting. Okay. Hold on, I gotta roll one more dice. Oh, if I remember how to use Roll20. Wait, I think there's a space. Oh, okay.
So 3 successes.
3 successes.
Technically 2, because that was a 1.
2 successes.
Oh, yes, 2 successes. There is... the smoking helps a little bit. There's always the nice high of the first puff, which is great, and everything's been silent, which you're happy for. And as soon as you finish those gummy bears and like Carrie has gotten to the point where you're all sort of feeling okay with how Clover is doing. There's just screaming. Just multiple different screams of different spirits from the other side, just shrieking bloody murder.
Like coming out of her mouth?
No,
in my
this
head.
only
Okay.
Clover can hear this.
Okay, gotcha.
She gets up shakily, pulls out a pack of cigarettes, and goes, I'm gonna go on the porch. I'm fine.
I will check on you in 5 minutes.
And she'll go sit out in the quiet. She'll put in one earbud because she still wants to hear the nature sounds, and plays lo-fi beats to study and relax to. As she's
Okay.
trying to wait for things to quiet down again. She eats 2 more fruit snacks, 1 more gummy bear, and smokes 3 cigarettes.
Question: Did she take the bong with her?
No, she did not take the pipe with her.
Okay.
Harry is gonna pick it up and just and use it for just a moment.
So there she goes.
It's strong.
Don't care.
Yeah, I will say, Carrie, you've seen Clover slightly lucid. You have never seen her totally sober. So this is a first. for you.
Hence the hit of the strong stuff.
A minute or two passes, and Callisto, carrying a cup of coffee and a handful of sugars and creamers for whatever you want to mix into it, steps outside, looks over. You need a drink?
It's very loud when I don't make it quiet.
I get you. I know the feeling.
Coffee.
She'll set the coffee down, set the sugar and creamer down.
How many did you bring?
She's estimating for Clover 10 of each.
They all go in the coffee.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's not such
Which-
coffee as it is chocolate milk.
Yeah. When I was making my coffee on break, I very nearly grabbed the strawberry milk to put in my coffee. I was like, wait a minute, wrong thing. And I was like, would that be good?
Oh my
I'm like,
god,
I am playing Clover. That feels like something she'd do.
that just sounds like my digestive system. Like, okay, now you're going to hell.
I have digestive issues. Thankfully, none of it is caused by lactose because I drink milk like a toddler.
I too have hot girl disease, also known as IBS. But
Yeah, I'm not like totally intolerant, but I'm just like, maybe not do that milkshake like every day.
Clover sips the coffee. She doesn't chug it. First time you've not seen her chugs, but in front of her. And she goes, my friends, they're hurting. They're upset. Something is very.
Based on everything that's going on in the world, I imagine they would be.
They let me know a lot. Yeah.
That can't be easy to bear.
My medicine makes it so I know they're there, but I can't hear them.
Look,
Just like
don't let
things are all
anyone give
starting
you,
to hit her bloodstream, so she's
Yeah.
starting to.
don't let anyone give you shit for it. If you need it, you need it. Take it when you need it. I get it. You wouldn't be the first person under my roof who has been trying to deafen the noises.
They're just very loud, very loud. It's a lot. didn't have them until I was this. So not used to them.
I don't know if you ever will be, but if until you are, there are always people out here to try and help make it easier.
Yeah. I'll be okay. I will not be transforming unless necessary.
You know.
I just thought it was going to neutralize the alcohol.
As it
forget
turns
most
out,
people-
when you replace basically every part of your body in sequence twice, not a lot stays.
So are we still us when we come back?
That's a philosophical question I found it's not worthwhile to ponder. Because there's
Are
no
we?
good answer.
Are we each our own ship of Theseus?
I found that there's no good answer to that question, so I just stopped asking it.
She pulls from her bag a notebook, and the notebook is just plastered in stickers. It is very, very much well used, well loved. And she flips it open and flips a few pages, and the brief glimpse you get, they are academic notes.
Yeah.
Like, this is like true heading, outline, all that academic notes. They're, like references and stuff like that. And she flips to an empty page and just writes transformation equals ship of Theseus ? And
You let me know if you need anything else, she says. She sort of like the entire time that she's been helping out making coffee, she's just had her hunting knife like in her right hand, just held by her ring finger. And she just like puts it back into her belt real quick.
I'll be okay. I just need a minute in quiet.
All right. She heads back inside.
You, as you're like walking back in the door, you see her get off the chair she was sitting on and just put herself on the floor.
She just nods to herself a second and closes the door.
It's floor time now.
Floor time. You do actually no. You hear footsteps down the porch, and then she lays on the
grass,
actual
yeah.
dirt.
Yeah.
And as Clover
Meanwhile,
comes up, she's going to be out of commission for a minute.
meanwhile, inside, as Clover has left, and after Callisto steps out, Connor, your phone buzzes.
Connor already had his phone out and was looking at articles, particularly articles of the fastest way to get cannabis into your system. And he's thinking he's gonna try to experiment with making a cannabis and some other flavor sparkling water.
You got to do one of the quick dissolve like Zofrans that you can put under your tongue, but it's cannabis.
Oh,
Yeah, because
God.
carbonation gets the rest of the liquid into your stream faster, generally.
Mhm.
And then there's also like cannabis sugar for like coffee.
Yes.
And like it's like he's like the goal is not always fast for him, but it's like that might be something worthwhile to look into if shifting becomes necessary. And then the phone goes off. Who is it?
It's a text message from Thomas. I know it's only been a couple hours, but how has the first day of the investigation been going?
Responds with couple of us looked around the building, see if there's a way to get in covertly for internal, or nah, I'll leave that part off. A way to get into the building covertly. And a couple of us did some social recon and seen a couple of Enron employees at a local establishment and might have it in through one of them socially.
There's about a 2-3 minute pause, and you get a response back from him that says, "Sounds like a great first day of work. Keep it up. Let me know, and by virtue, the council know if there's anything you need."
Thumbs up emoji.
It's always got to come back.
Yep.
What is Crystal doing during all of this?
I think once Clover and Callisto are out, I think he's going to look at the remaining two and say, "All right, so I got about half a sentence. Explain what's going on. Explain the rest."
Carrie just gives an info dump of
Great, give me the info dump. I was deafened the entire time.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm asking, because
Okay.
legitimately Jeremy doesn't know what
So,
was discussed during that time.
So, okay, you know what you two did. So on the social end, so Carrie, I'm Carrie. So myself and Clover and Callisto went to the ramen bar.
Right.
Callisto sat separately, kind of keeping an eye on the whole bar, kind of being nonchalant. Clover and I were at the bar itself. We talked to an individual named Donovan, who is the leader of finding digging sites for Enron. And so through covert flirtation, got his number and, a potential follow-up there. So laid some groundwork there, as it were. Callisto saw a table of employees, including one guy who might be
He just seems like muscle, but might have
muscle,
been hypnotized with
might have been under hypnotic suggestion. He had a taser on his hip. I could see his Enron badge on his belt loop, but I couldn't get a good look at the name or any identification, so don't know that. And apparently, and when Clover did the imitation of Dimitri's laugh, every Enron employee, per myself and myself with Donovan and Callisto with the table over there, every one of them just froze up and looked deathly scared. Not like, oh, I'm gonna get caught by my boss drinking scared. Like, oh shit, it's my life is on the line scared.
Okay.
What we also know, were you here? You were were you here for the maps or not?
No.
Okay. So then once we came back here, we Googled the publicly known digging sites for Enron. And they seem to be
lining up with Guru. That was
lining up with Guru and Native American lands in national parks. And apparently there's already been one thwarted attempt in Louisiana by a crazy group of motherfuckers in New Orleans. So
okay,
that's all we know.
So we're monkey wrenching.
There was also a conversation about Clover can mimic the head dude's voice. Dimitri, that's it. can mimic Dimitri's voice and how we might use that, but that's been tabled because we need to know more about Dimitri first.
Right. Yeah,
we-
you can't just sound. You have there's more to it than that.
All right, we got to shoot with a
Um,
target.
So we're monkey wrenching.
Clarify.
We're causing problems for them.
When there's machines are very complex things.
Right.
And if you want to make a machine not work, there are a couple things you can do. You can push the button if there's a button. There's not always a button. We don't always have control of the button. 2, you can pull the plug. Again, don't necessarily have control of the plug. Might operate on its own battery power. Who knows? 3, you can take a monkey wrench and you can throw it in the right spot where it fucks up all the gears and everything goes wrong.
Yes, essentially that's what we're doing.
Yes. Cool.
So now we just had to figure out our next avenue of investigation.
Well, it depends on what we wanted. What kind of? I mean, we're not gonna monkey wrench like the Guru do because
Right.
we're not Guru,
No.
and theirs involves basically acting like you're a 4-year-old in a glass figurine shop.
Right.
And as fun as that would be, I know what I can do.
What can you do?
Plenty of sneaky, plenty of getting into places. Coyote's really good at giving their kids things you can do to teach humility and survive when the things that you're teaching humility can turn into 9-foot tall bundles of fur, teeth, and anger.
Makes sense.
So, no surprise that works out fairly. Those skills are transferable into the profession of sabotage and spying.
Makes sense.
Big and 9-foot tall bundles of fur and anger, says Callisto as she walks back in.
I mean, we're talking specific. Yeah, I'm not going to continue that joke. What's up?
There's a third wrench that we're going to have to deal with at some point.
What's that?
There's going to be spirals.
Uh-huh.
That graffiti doesn't just show up.
No, there's 100% spirals.
The problem is we don't know who or where.
Nope.
And I don't like it.
100% chance of spirals.
I don't like getting blindsided by a mutated furball.
Nobody likes being blindsided by a mutated furball. That is number 3 on my things that I least want to have happen.
I question what 2 and 1 are.
Maybe you'll find out one day. So you're not wrong. We're gonna come up against him at some point, though.
So should we figure out who's making the spirals?
Or where they're getting them from.
I mean, who's making the spirals? The answer to that is the worm.
Spirals.
Well, I know the
worm in some hive somewhere, I would assume.
You know,
we need to figure out where they most likely might have a hive, where they might be keeping spirals, where they might be sourcing spirals from. Because we know they've got them. And it's usually not subtle.
Fuck. We're gonna have to do number 2 on the things of list that I don't want to do.
Which
Breaking the
is
hive.
No, that doesn't even land on the list.
what's the
Talk to the guru.
okay?
I mean, that's pretty high up on my list of things I don't want to do too.
Right? Listen, I don't want to do it either. For a number of reasons, as funny as it'll be. But if we want to know an idea of where to start finding spirals, the local Cairn's gonna know.
Yeah, I hate that you're right, but you are right.
The problem, here's the problem.
What's the
Here's
problem?
the fun part of this.
What's the fun
We
part?
have to get that information from them without them knowing that we're looking for that information. Because if they think we're going to go and try and find a hive,
They're gonna send a brute squad in and fuck everything up.
they're gonna want to come with, because they're not going to trust any of us.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, we're the ones that aren't supposed to be trusted, not the people that started the war of rage. No, us.
Okay. So do you just find these people on Google Maps or like what how do we
Oh,
I feel like so storyteller. I feel like
that'll be
Callisto
easy
knows
enough.
exactly where the local werewolf cairn is.
Yeah.
I'd imagine I've probably delivered medicine to them before.
how do and this is Katie asking the know nothing about the interactions in between between creatures. Do Gru have any strong feelings towards the Korax?
Generally speaking, the guru think of every other changing breed as being not as good as they are.
Okay, but would they let me ask this question. Would they know upon meeting somebody that they were also somebody that could shift?
I think the only thing they can tell is that you are a Farah. Usually, is the only thing they can smell on you. I don't think they can usually smell what kind.
I believe scent of true form will.
Yeah, there's a gift
Reveal.
for finding it, but I believe innately, without using a gift, the only thing they can usually smell is that you are a Farah.
They might not. Well, yeah, potentially they can do that.
Here
I
we
mean,
go.
give me some time.
'Cause I'll be willing to talk to anybody.
Well, Callisto, you know the local werewolf cairn. It's not too far from where you guys sat, where the coalition, the International Coalition of Farah, set up their tent.
I mean, it might have been on purpose, and I suspect it absolutely was, knowing who was involved in that meeting. But the spot where we all met with the coalition is not a long distance away from local Guru cairn.
Question for the storyteller. Were there any guru in that meeting?
No, not at all. No. From what everybody was in Hamid form.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there were no members of the Guru tribes represented. Okay, near is relative. It's a drive.
There's a
but
drive involved, but it was definitely closer than further.
Yes.
Clover comes back in. Her eyes are glassy. Her pupils.
Hey, sweetie.
You feeling better?
Yes. I needed to lie on the grass for a little bit. The clouds
Your
are
friends have
less
gone quiet.
The clouds are less interesting, but the stars are nice.
I bet.
That's fair.
Do we need to go make friends?
Friends is a strong word, but yeah.
We
need-
need to make nice.
We need to, well, we need to get information.
which
If that involves being nice, if that involves playing nice,
which Carrie interprets as making nice.
well, if we need if we need to play nice, then to get that information, then we play nice. There are many ways to get information out of a wolf.
If the wolves are anything like the Fae, we give them information, they give us information back. I have lots of information.
We'll find out how viable that option is once we get into a situation where we can try.
Storyteller, what do I know about Guru in particular?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and occult roll. Or-
I don't.
Yeah.
Remind me how specializations work.
You get an extra die.
Right?
No, 10's count as
Tens
two.
give you
Oh,
2
tens give you
successes.
two.
I don't
get-
know how I get the specialization in this version.
When you hit a fourth dot in either your attribute or skill, you get a specialization.
Oh, I
some
would
of
have a
them-
specialization in this then.
Yeah, some of them you get one when you get your first dot, but that's things like sciences and crafts and such.
Academics and
Yeah.
crafts.
Oh, I have all
and-
those things. Anyway, I'll update that. Yeah, so I would. What's the difficulty on this occult roll?
8.
And you only get the benefit of 10's counting as 2 if your specific specialization applies to the situation of the roll.
Clover's
Correct.
specific specialization is anything that transforms.
Fair. So yeah, if you got 4 occult and your occult specialization is shifters, then yes, this applies.
3 successes.
8 successes.
If your specialization's applying, that's 4.
Yeah. So
That I had a specialization. Did it not count it?
It doesn't count it on the rolls.
Oh, okay.
But
So yeah.
when you have it, every 10 is a second success.
Okay. So yeah.
So things that they're the most and granted, you're going from mundane and mortal sources prior to being chosen as a Corax. You know all of the basic stuff that comes with the werewolf myth. But things you started learning outside of that. The Gru have a tribal structure. A few of the tribes were named after actual Native American tribes, like or Native American words like the Uktena. Or the Wendigo.
Usually because those particular tribes formed
Yes.
originally out of agglomerations of various Native American groups.
Would I know the different, like, they're not clans. I'm thinking Vampire the
Tribes.
Masquerade. Yeah, tribes. Would I know at least those names with with 4 successes? Okay, so no.
I'd say with 4 successes and your specialty in shifters, Clover's probably uncovered all of the names of the different tribes before all 13. And another thing that is told, but you had to pester someone to find out how you learned about black spirals and then wanted to know how they get formed, and you had to pester someone to learn about that.
Learn about the fall of the ice howlers.
Yes, the fall of the white howlers and their descent into the spiral. They didn't give you too much on the process of becoming a spiral because they had not, but there's a very involved and detailed process in that. The other thing is that werewolves communicate with spirits. They form pacts with which, just like regular wolves, but their pacts are generally not really governed, but
So
they usually have a patron of a spirit.
with my stuff, could it
Yes.
possibly be said that I have interacted with a guru with a specialty in spirits?
Potentially, yeah. I would say yes.
Yeah. I have a friend who knows a lot of Garou origin. Maybe we could talk to them.
No, I'm gonna ask you, and I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be condescending. Is this a friend inside your head, or is this a friend that's physical?
They have a physical form, but we have
How do you primarily communicate?
with our mouths.
And
Would
this
I
person,
Would I be able to talk to this person?
Yes.
Okay.
and this is somebody who, what, they know the local guru, or
I don't know much. They helped me with my problem.
What was your problem?
It's
Oh.
very loud.
Yeah.
okay.
Apologies. I forgot about that.
If we can't talk to them, I do know at least the children of Gaia are at least somewhat nicer than the Black Furies.
Yeah, they're solid for the most part.
We could do some sniffing and try to locate them instead of the mad ones.
The thing that every Farah knows about the Garou is that you generally leave the Silver Fangs and the Red Talons the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want a boring life.
I definitely played a Child of Gaia my first time, and she ended up being a lot more like a Black Fury.
I mean, my Child of Gaia in Final Show Films games.
Like,
Children of Gaia
summoned a tornado spirit in a trailer park. She was, yeah.
That's amazing.
Children of Gaia are more fun when they're broken.
She was of lupine origin, so she didn't like humans too much.
Makes sense. I'm of human origin, and I still don't like humans too.
Hey, listen, if Anuisha is not going straight for the Shadow Lords, the Silver Fangs, and the Red Talons, they're not doing their job.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
those bitches need to learn.
Yeah, and the get, obviously.
If Clover can recall this person's name, sorry to throw an NPC at you willy-nilly, Julia. I will pull them up on my phone and text them that we need to meet.
They gave you their deed name.
Okay.
Which was Icebreaker.
I'm gonna figure out what their contact information is. So Icebreaker, it says Icebreaker with the frozen face emoji, and
pickaxe.
We need a rando in there. A frozen face emoji and an ice cream emoji.
Fair.
Ice cream.
So
she will send a text that, simply reads, "I need you. Can we meet?"
Okay.
And then a second text is sent saying, "With my friends." And then a third text saying, "Real friends, not other place friends."
Okay.
It's absolutely a double texter.
The worst kind of person.
I text in sentences. It's terrible. I have so many thoughts and I forget to put them all in a block.
Yeah,
no, it's all good. The for me personally, the constant notifications sends my anxiety through the roof.
I'm the same way.
I try to do less than 5. If I
Yeah.
can't get it in 5, then I will do the last one as a block of text. Unless you're a person who says it's okay for me to
Right.
Because the other thing is I'm an actor, and so I like write sentences where dramatic pauses would be. So like I'll send the first message and
Yep.
then so
Yeah. My text messages usually have that flow to them where it's like one text, beat, second text, second beat. Yeah.
That's where you just put ... at the end and then hit enter a few times. That
I will
creates
I'm
that
better
same
about that.
speech pattern. It's all I get it.
In Discord, I utilize bold and italics a lot.
Yes.
For
Yes.
emphasis.
Oh my
Yes.
God. So
Yes.
much yes.
Yes.
Callisto,
Mhm.
you do know the name of the sept. It's called the Sept of the Towering Giants. And its location is a redwood grove in sight of Old Man Mountain, and those are the directions to find it.
What was it? Sorry.
It's the Sept of the Towering Giants.
And it's at a redwood grove that's inside of Old Man Mountain.
Now that specifically in sight of.
Yeah, inside.
Just to
for the Georgian
clear-
accent. Yeah.
to clear that out there.
Redwood Forest.
Yep.
Does that sound near where I've been meeting this icebreaker?
You know, Icebreaker is not originally from, but is part of the Sept of the Towering Giants. Originally from Alaska.
Oh,
It's where they got their deed name.
interesting.
I know a very kind group. They are called Icebreaker. They're from Alaska, but they're in that sept.
Okay.
I know they like talking to me.
I mean, that's a good place to start.
I have texted them, and I will wait on response.
Better than the handful of guru that I've ever had to interact with.
I mean, I was going to propose setting myself up as the person who pisses someone off, and then you chase me off, and that puts you in good. It's worked for me in the past.
Why does that not surprise me?
We could always do get help.
We are not doing get help.
Callisto could absolutely throw me.
No, you want Callisto to throw you.
And then just puts her finger on your mouth and like
The shh.
she doesn't need to know.
I already know.
Oh,
Shh.
Chica, she
says
knows.
it to Callisto.
Listen, that's
No,
one of
I
the.
would say fingers on lips, but I know how she would interpret that, so I'm just not going to say it.
It's one of the advantages of having a new issue with you. You have somebody who is an easy choice to say, no, we're angry at her. We're on your side in this situation to get in good with the guru.
I mean, if one way doesn't work, that's certainly another way to try.
Yep. And if that doesn't work, we'll just sneak into their cairn and find the answers that way. That always works well. Trust me.
Maybe let's leave that like a very, very, very distant third.
Fine, if you want to be dull about it.
I mean, we can always find out if these guru feel as guilty about the past as they say they do.
They don't.
I never expect them to.
In my research, at least the Scots believed that guru or their equivalent werewolf would be kind enough to leave fish on windowsills of particularly poor families. Maybe we can find someone like that.
We can only hope. Not the kind that leaves a dead fish underneath your chair and lets it sit there in the hot summer months. And
No, that would be a Malkavian.
that's a whole different kettle of fish, literally speaking.
I always thought of the kindred as more of a crab bucket.
Hey, Clover.
They are snappy.
Yes.
I hate to keep doing this to you. There was a thing. You mentioned a thing. You have
I
a
did.
friend in town.
I have a friend in town. Am I lucid enough to remember that?
The fact that you said Malkavian is what tipped you off. Percy. You have a vampire in the city that could help you.
We could go talk to my other friend.
Who's your
I
other?
Another friend.
No fish involved. Maybe. I don't know. They did slap me with the fish the last time I saw them.
Okay.
Tell me
How
more.
can they help, first of all?
Clover looks outside. Is it dark now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to my house. Pulls out her phone again and texts a contact simply titled basket case.
Well, okay,
Um,
hold on. Before we go running back to your place, can you tell us the name of the friend and how they can help us?
Have you ever listened to Green Day?
Yes.
Yes.
I simply call them basket case.
That tells me
That is
That tells
very
me s-
that
It
is
tells me
very
a lot, but also nothing.
that is very
she-
encouraging in terms of their
They know
ability to help.
they know too much, and so their brain goes a little.
Okay, let's start with their name.
What's their name?
Percy.
Percy. Percy.
Okay. So Percy, besides being a basket case, does Percy have any special skills?
Does Percy have any special skills?
So Percy is so Percy was autistic before being turned into a Malkavian. That has ramped up to 1,000. And most of their free time is spent deep diving into areas of the internet that a lot of people don't generally go to. So their special interest is research. Not even just like they want to learn to absorb all of the knowledge. That's their thing.
Want to find something out, they will find it out.
They're very. I'm currently on break, but when I'm in school, if I can't find something in the library, I go to them.
Okay, so they're good
Okay.
at information.
Lots of
Let me see. How can I put this? Um,
Are they good at information on finding worm-corrupted Guru? Because that's the important part, and I don't know if that's on Reddit. It might be on Reddit. I don't know.
I don't
Depends on
know.
where you go on
Reddit is
Reddit, I
quite a
guess.
hellscape.
I have not gone to r/Spiral Hive, but
If they here's the beautiful thing about Percy. If I present them a question, they will present me an answer eventually. They will
Okay.
find it.
you know what? I don't even care at this point. I am in. Let's go find Percy.
Also, I want you to know, I don't know if I've told you about this character. Julia, my best friend, plays a Malkavian named Percy, who is an archivist at a museum because her special interest is research.
Mm-hmm.
Have I told you of this character?
You told me about the character. You did not
Okay.
tell you didn't tell me about the research thing.
I
Uh,
was just like, did you pull that out of thin air? Have I told you? Because I don't remember information that comes out of my mouth the second it comes out of my mouth. Shout out to
Unfortunately-
Kat. Hi, bestie. Percy's in this game. I know you missed Monday Vampire. That game died.
Jeremy, unfortunately, there's not an r/Spiral Hive.
Darn.
I love how the former Malkavian looked that up.
The
Yeah.
very autistic
tracks.
form of
That tracks.
Malkavian.
Yeah, that's right.
The only thing that would be even more in line with is if it was a former Nosferatu. But
Also, yes. Yeah, no, I don't need. This is interesting enough for me. I'm in. Let's
Okay.
get in the car.
What time is it
It's pushing like
in game?
9:30.
So just because she's socially aware, so is Percy the kind of person that is gonna be offended about us showing up on their doorstep after 10 o'clock?
no, she'd be more offended, or they'd be more offended if you showed up before.
Do they mind somebody who smells like sewer? 'Cause
Clover.
I have not showered yet,
Clover.
Oh, that was
did-
a
as
thing.
I'm sure you all know.
Yeah. That was the reason you guys were late getting there. Along with your tie up from whatever
I
the
forgot
fuck
about
happened to the bus, is that you guys stopped at Connor's so he could get a change of clothes and you could both like rinse all your clothing off.
Oh,
And yeah, or at least get out of the clothing, change into something from your
yeah, I've got all my clothing in my car. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys rinsed the stink off of yourself and then drove.
yeah,
drove
but
this
it
way.
stays in the fucking hair. Like,
Oh yeah.
We don't
Uh,
quite smell entirely of sewer, at least.
No.
Callisto's putting two and two together with
It's-
this friend came up immediately after Clover said something about Malkavians, and they're a person that would only want to meet after dark.
okay, but in fairness, we don't know what the fuck Malkavians are.
Yeah.
We not?
That's a question because you might remember from Julia from Callisto's particular vibes on who she will and will not allow to take shelter in her home.
Mm. Roll me for you. Go ahead and roll me wits and occult, difficulty 7, and from there we'll determine how much you know about the kindred.
I've just informed Kat of Percy's existence in this.
3.
They're so excited. Thank you so much, Julia.
You're welcome. 3 successes. Yeah.
I feel like there has been at least one kindred under her roof before.
Yeah, you don't know all of the names of the different types of vampires, but that is one that you know.
Yeah. Because it came up in conversation a minute ago. Is Percy a Malkavian?
I'm going to need everyone to get really cool about a lot of things very quickly.
I have had one under my roof before.
I am your
I want
best
to know
friend.
ahead of time.
I am your best friend. If I'm not cool with it by now, I never will be.
Percy may
Yeah.
or may
Hey,
not.
this is in character.
Yeah.
Crystal has raised her hand
Yes,
and is
down in
staring
front.
at. What the fuck is a Malkavian?
It's
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 a type
special,
of vampire.
yes,
Okay,
Percy is kindred.
Are they cooperative? Or
Oh,
are they
very.
combative? Okay.
I have had a Malkavian under my roof before. I would have a Malkavian under my roof before I would have a Guru under my roof.
Okay, everyone.
you need to get your priorities straight, but fair enough.
Okay.
Just
Focus.
please don't kill my friend. I still have half of a dissertation to write.
If your friend
noted.
doesn't try to do any evil things in front of me, I don't give a shit as long as the information's good.
Okay. Please.
If they try to eat me, I will kill them. But assumedly they won't try to eat me.
No, Percy prefers bags. They were very into Capri Sun in life.
Makes sense.
Fair enough.
All right.
We've done a really lovely exchange where I provide and then she provides.
Okay, nice bartering system. Did you text her?
I did. Percy receives a text that is question marks, house, smiley face, just a plain smiley face, and hug emojis.
You get back almost. It's like 5 seconds after you get back fire and a thumbs up.
Okay. We're going to meet Percy in my house.
All right. With the groundwork laid and all the information had ahead of time, let's go meet this person.
I'm gonna be honest. I really wish we didn't know that. It would have been much more fun that way.
Oh, it's still gonna be
Oh,
an adventure.
Callisto, what do you have any books on any of your shelves?
Yeah, there's a few.
What kind of books?
Most of them are so her reading ranges from entertainment to practicality. So most of the nonfiction is on agriculture and handling wood, and then the rest of it is a variety of fiction. She is a voracious reader when it comes to just entertainment.
Is there any like Harlequin romances? Like,
Yes,
with the really cheesy cover?
there's the variety from like well written like intentional romance to like literal trash romance. There is everything in between.
Yeah. Clover grabs the one with the most Fabio-like cover and puts it in the bag. And goes, I need to make sure Percy has some light reading.
Fair enough. I finished that one a while back. It was just sitting there gathering dust.
And we'll climb once again back in the middle seat and be like, can I pick the music? 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 Can I pick the music, please?
Right. She said. She hands you the aux cord.
You now have to spend, I don't know, what, about an hour in like 90s girl groups. Like,
Yes.
and not even like, and not just Spice Girls. I'm talking like, we've got Bewitched and like Atomic Kitten and like, oh yeah, like, I mean, most, if not all of the Lizzie McGuire soundtrack is on this playlist.
No, because Carrie is in her element because she is all about 80s and 90s music. So she's just like, this is the best trip ever.
Yep. So that is the playlist you are subjected to on this cover.
Yay!
Clover and Carrie are just singing at the top of their lungs.
Callisto is unamused.
Callisto's perfectly entertained.
The group travels back to Sacramento and pulls up to Clover. Would you please describe the front of your house so that I can describe Percy afterwards?
Clover's house is in a very, very nice neighborhood. Gated, security guard, all that. We rock up. We have to stop. Clover, the window rolls down. Clover waves at the security guard. She gets a greeting. Good to see you, Dr. McKee. And she guides you through the neighborhood to an exorbitantly expensive house. Like townhouse. It's like one of those big, like fancy, like townhome communities. There is a garage. She pulls out of her bag a clicker, and when the garage door opens, because that's how we're going to get inside, you see a perfectly preserved, like 1968, like Cadillac that is Barbie pink sitting in that garage. And she breezes by it, opens the door, and if you search the word maximalist, that is the way this house is decorated. No two walls are the same color. Everything. There are shelves everywhere, and if it doesn't have books, it has tchotchkes. And when she described dead things, it is taxidermy all over her house, except it's not like just a deer head. It is like a warthog head or like a boar head that looks like Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is mice dressed as burlesque dancers. Like, it is all there. There's a groundhog riding a rattlesnake. Like, I mean, it is just unhinged in here. And then, like, there is a coffee table in the center of a very large living room that is just covered in candle wax. Like, it's very much an altar. There's a couple of statues of various deities, and like there is just an entire shelf of tarot and oracle cards. There are stone runes across that table. Like, it is just, there's so much to look at. It's a bit overwhelming, and Clover walks in like it's nothing. If you had to guess, this townhome probably cost upwards of $900,000 to $1 million.
Carrie is just gonna like go over to like the burlesque mice troupe, and it's like, you've added to this one since I was here last.
Yes, that's Candy. This one over here, the kind of clown one.
Oh, so cute. She goes along so well with the others.
There is actually a taxidermist I follow who does burlesque mice. I am actually pulling all of these from
So
actual
did we just walk right by the vampire outside, or
About to say.
There is the sound of a computer chair being pushed away from a desk further within the home.
okay?
Clover skips up the stairs and just is going, Percy.
So I don't know how many followed Clover.
Yeah.
But entering your office on the second floor, as you enter and open the door, the chair turns around, and sitting completely upside down in it with their hair trailing onto the floor is an individual of indeterminate gender. Clean shaven, very sleek body. Long black hair that just pools on the floor underneath of them. Gesundheit, your their ears slightly pointed at the tips, but on closer examination, like Clover, you personally know that Percy had his ears tipped before he died, or they had their ears tipped before they died. Wearing a Pokemon t-shirt, in a black hoodie with trip pants and Converse. There are about 13 different necklaces around their neck of different deities and different protection sigils, and a necklace made out of macaroni.
As like Clover is taking in Percy, she essentially like gets on her stomach and penguin slides over to start braiding the hair that's on the floor.
And Percy locks red eyes with Callisto and just goes, "It's lovely to meet you. What kind of information are you looking for?"
You as well.
And that's where we will end for the evening. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.